Question number 17. Koril and Mue decided to start a business. Koril contributed 40,000 Kenyan shillings and Mue 64,000 Kenyan shillings. The two men decided that in any year, 15% of the profit shall be divided equally between them, and 20% of the profit will be used to meet the cost of running the business for the following year. They also agreed to share the rest of the profit in the ratio of their contributions. The profit made after the first year was 43,200 Kenyan shillings. How much did they set aside towards the cost of running the business for the second year? So you realize that running the business, they had to set 20% of the profit, which is 20 over 100 of the profit, which is 3,200, you get 8,640. But two of the question is, how much did Mue receive at the end of the first year? So Mue could have received what they were to share equally. Then he could also receive what they were to share as per the contribution. So what they were to share equally is 15% of 43,000. That is equal shares 15,000 of 43,000 times a half, because there were two of them. So that gives you 6,408 divided by 2, which is 3,240 Kenyan shillings. So that is what he received from the equal share. Then the ratio of contribution, that is Koril to Mue, was 40,000. That is what Koril had contributed. 40,000 and Mue 64,000. So 40,000 to 64,000 gives you 40 to 64, which is 5 to 8. So the ratio of Koril to Mue is 5:8. And therefore, what Mue received is 3,240 plus 8. Mue was 8, that is 8 over 13, that is the total ratio. Then times, that is 43,200, it's supposed to be 43,200 minus 43,200 minus, now what they got here, that's 6,480 plus 8,640. So when you subtract this, you get 8 out of 13 times, this gives you, when you subtract the two, gives you 20,080. So when you multiply this, you get 70,280 Kenyan shillings. That is when you multiply these 8 over 13 times that, then you add 3,240, gives you 20,520. So that is the amount Mue received. Koril bought cows with his share of the profit. If each cow was to cost 1,800 shillings, how many cows did he buy? So Koril's share was 3,240, that's from the equal share, plus 5 over 13 of what the profit they got. And the profit they got was 20,080. 20,080. So that is the profit they got from the 15. That is, they were to share equally. The profit that was to be shared equally. The remaining profit was these 20,080. So that was the remaining profit that was supposed to be shared equally. So times 5 over 13, that is his ratio of sharing. So we add that, we calculate to get 10,800, then you add 3,240, it gives you 14,040 Kenyan shillings. So that is Koril's share. Then he used the amount to buy cows worth 1,800 each. How many cows he got is 14,040 divided by 1,800. You get 7.8. So this means the money was less to buy 8 cows. And therefore, you cannot buy 7.5 cows or 7 and whatever cows and a fraction. So cows can only be a whole number, and therefore it means he bought 7 cows and he remained with some money. So the number of cows that were bought is 7 cows. And B, you have to remember that cows can't be fraction, and therefore it can only be a whole number. So there were 7 cows. Question number 18. 2 aeroplanes, S and R, leaves an airport at the same time. S flies on a bearing of 240 degrees at 750 kilometers per hour, while R flies due east at 600 kilometers per hour. Calculate the distance of each airplane after 30 minutes. Now you have to sketch that this is your airport. From the airport, we need 240 degrees to locate S. So this is 180. Up to here is 240. So we locate our S here. After locating our S, we need to find the distance here. And we know that speed is equal to distance over time taken, meaning distance equals to speed times time. So the speed that S was moving, the speed that it was moving at 750 kilometers per hour, then times the time, which is half an hour. 30 minutes is half an hour, so that gives you 375 kilometers. So the distance from here to here is 375 kilometers. Then the distance from here to here, that is for R. For R, the distance is 600 times a half, which is 300 kilometers. After 30 minutes, it had gone 300 kilometers. From here to here, it had gone 300 kilometers. And then you ask it to calculate the distances. These are the distances. And then you are asked that using a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 50 kilometers. So you need to change the 375 by dividing by 50. If you divide by 50, it gives you 7.5 centimeter. So we shall have the distance from here. You are to measure accurately. Now, if you draw this accurately, you need to have a north thing here. Then measure 60 degrees, because we have it was 240 to 7, that is 180. 240 minus 180, you get here is 60. So you need to measure these 60 degrees, and then after measuring 60 degrees using your protractor, you draw that line, and then you measure 7.5 centimeter up to the point, then you locate your S there accurately. After locating your S there, you continue and now do the other side. From the other side, you are told that R flies due east. It is due east, so it's on a straight line. Then you 300 kilometers divided by 56 centimeters. So you draw a straight line straight on this nothing, straight line towards the east. You measure 6 centimeters. Then you locate your R. You locate your R there. After locating your R, you are told that using a scale of that, then you've drawn now the accurate figure. Then from there you are asked to find the distance SR that use the scale drawing to find the distance between the two airplanes. Between the two airplanes is the distance SR. So you join S to R. Then after joining that, you measure this. You measure S to R, you'll find it to be 13 centimeters. So 13 centimeters, and the scale was 1 centimeter to 50 kilometers. So it is 13 centimeters times 50, which gives you 650 kilometers. So it is usually plus or minus 5 kilometers, or plus or minus 1 centimeter, 0.5 centimeters, plus or minus 0.5 centimeters. So that one gives you. So whoever wrote 645 and even 650 in between there, 655, it was correct. Now you go to the next question, is that if the airplane landed after 30 minutes and S received a signal to join R in 45 minutes, find its speed. That S was told to move from S and join R, this distance, to cover a distance of 650 kilometers in 45 minutes. So we need to know that speed equals to distance over time taken. So our time is 45 minutes divided by 60, which is 3/4. So it will be 650 divided by 3/4, which is the same as 650 times 4/3, which gives you 866.666. When it is recurring 666, you write it in fraction form, which is 866 and 2/3 kilometers per hour. Then part C is that we determine the pairing of S from R. It is S from R. S from R. So you come R, you read from here to here is 180. So you measure this distance, this angle here by using your protractor. You find it to be 73 degrees. And if you find this to be 73 degrees plus 180, you will get it to be 253 degrees. So it's plus or minus 1 degree. Or this same can be said to be this angle. That is, that was the true pairing. So the compass pairing is south, because it's towards the south. It is 73 degrees towards the west. So it is south, 73 degrees west. So it can either be 253 degrees, or somebody can say south, 73 degrees west. Now R from S. So your starting point is S, you determine R. It is this angle here. You measure this angle here, you'll find it to be 73 degrees. You'll find it to be 73 degrees. So it is 0.73. Remember, we said that true pairing is a 3-digit. Therefore, if you write 73 degrees, you'll be wrong. It must be written 0.73 degrees. 0.73 degrees. If you write 73 degrees without this 0, it's wrong. Or you could have written as compass pairing as this towards the north, then you move 73 degrees to the east. So it is north 73 degrees east. You could also write it at north 73 degrees east. The next question is question number 19. The table below represents matatu fare in Kenyan shillings between Limuru to Nairobi. Use the table to answer questions that follow. A is that a passenger traveled from Limuru to Nairobi. How much did he pay as fare? From Limuru to Nairobi. From Limuru to Nairobi here, then you move across Limuru, Nairobi. It is this point. He paid 90 shillings if he went direct. He paid 90 shillings. If the passenger decided to alight at Kino before proceeding to Nairobi, how much did he pay as fare? He alighting at Kino, that means he spent 50 shillings to Kino from Limuru. He spent 50 shillings to Kino. 50 shillings to Kino. Then from Kino here to Nairobi, he spent another 50 shillings. Kino, you come down, you see where Nairobi is also another 50 shillings. So he spent 50 plus 50, which is 100 shillings. If the passenger decided to alight at Gitaru before proceeding to Nairobi, how much would he pay as fare? If the passenger decided to alight at Gitaru before proceeding to Nairobi, how much would he pay as fare? That is, if he decided to alight at Gitaru. If he decided to alight at Gitaru from Limuru to Gitaru, he could have spent 40 bob. Limuru to Gitaru, he could have spent 40 bob. And then from Gitaru to Nairobi, you come down and see where Nairobi is. It is 60 bob. So this 60 bob plus 40 bob gives you the fare from if he went through the two routes. So you could have paid 40 plus 60, which is also 100 shillings. Part D, a watch loses a half a minute every 1 hour. In every 1 hour, it loses half a minute. It was set correct at 05:45 hours on Monday. Determine the time the watch will show on the following Friday at 19:45 hours. So what you do, you look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The first time it was set is 0:45. So from 05:45 hours Monday to 05:45 hours Tuesday, we shall have 24 hours in between. 0:45 Wednesday, 0:45 Thursday, 0:45 Friday. So we shall have in between these 24, 24, 24, 24. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 24 times 4, which is 96 hours. And then from this time on Friday to the 1945, on Friday from 05:45 hours to 1945, we have 14 hours in between. You subtract this minus this one, that is 1945 minus 05:45, you get 14 hours. So 96 hours from 14 hours, the total hours that was taken from Monday to that such a time, it was 110 hours. But you realize that it is losing 0.5 minutes in every 1 hour. That is 1 hour, it will lose 0.5 minutes. That's half a minute. So half a minute, which is 0.5 minutes, it is lost in every 1 hour. So what about 110 hours? 1 hour is 0.5 minutes. So 110 hours is 110 times 0.5. 110 times 0.5, which gives you 55 minutes. So in this 110 hours, it shall have lost 55 minutes. So if it loses 55 minutes in 110 hours, so that means it was supposed to show 1945 less 55 minutes. Remember, when you are subtracting here, 45 is less than 55, so you carry 1 from 19, it becomes 60. One hour is 60 minutes, so 60 minutes from 45 is 100, and 60 plus 45 is 105, minus 55, you will get 50. Then it remained 18 years, so we have 1850 hours. So it was supposed to show 1850 hours, or 1850 minus 12, it is 6:50 p.m. So you could have written this, or this is still okay. If you are told specifically in 24-hour clock system, but you see the question here, it was in 24-hour clock system, and therefore the answer must be in 24-hour clock system. This one maybe because you're a Form 1, I could have marked, but the answer was specifically 1850 hours because from the mood of the question, it wanted you to write in 24-hour clock system. The next question is that James walking to school takes 69 minutes. If classes start at 8:10 a.m. and left home at 06:34 hours, by how many minutes did he arrive before or after classes started? So remember, 69 minutes is the same as 1 hour because 1 hour is 60 minutes, so it's 1 hour and 9 minutes. So the time he arrived at school, he started at 6:34 plus 1 hour and 9 minutes. You get that he arrived at 07:43 hours. So if he arrived at 07:43 hours and the class started at 8:10 a.m., 8:10 a.m. is the same as 0:10 hours. So that means he arrived earlier by 0:10 hours minus 0:43 hours. You have to borrow 1 from here to remain 7 to be 70. Here 70 minus 43, you get 27. So it is 27 minutes. It is 27 minutes. He arrived earlier by 27 minutes. The next question, number 20. The following measurements were recorded in a field book using XY as the baseline. XY is 400 meters. So X to Y is 400 meters. So we are asked that using a scale of 1 to 4,000, 1 to 4,000, 1 to 4,000, it means that 1 centimeter represents 4,000 centimeters on the ground. That is 1 centimeter on paper represents 4,000 centimeters on the ground. So that means if we change that to meters, because we are dealing with meters, whatever we are given here is meters. So if we are given meters here, we need to change 1 centimeter represent 4,000 divided by 100, because we know what 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. So divided by 100, so 1 centimeter represents 40 meters. 1 centimeter represents 40 meters. That is when you want to draw the accurate map by using the scale. So that means the first thing we are supposed to do, let's sketch. If we sketch this, we draw a straight line here, which is XY, like it is XY. Then to this side, we move to this side and to this side, every part. So we start from X to 80, from here to here is 80 meters. Then we move to this side to point A. This is 120 meters. So if it is 80, then next is 140. Remember, 140 minus 80 is 60. So from here to here is 60. And then at that point we move towards this side 100 meters. So we locate B. Then we move to 220. From here to 220, 220 minus 140, you'll get 80. So here is 80. Then you move to this side to F at 160 meters. Then after getting that, you move to 240. 240 minus 220 is 20 meters. In between here, we have 20 meters. So this 20 meters, and then you move this other side 160 meters. You get exactly 160 like the other one. You locate E. And then we move from 240 to 300. The difference is 60. So we have 60 from here to here is 60 meters. 60 meters, we locate D by 120 meters here. You locate the D 120, it's just a sketch, 120 meters. Then from this 60, we go to 340. We have gone to 340 meters. Yes. From there, we go to 340 meters here. This is 300 to 340 is 40 meters. Then we locate C, which is 60 meters. We locate C, which is 60 meters. Remember, even if it's a sketch, 60 meters cannot come here because 100 meters is here. So you just make a sensical sketch. So this is 60 meters. From here to here, you get 60 meters. Then from there, the remaining is 400 minus 340, which is 60 meters. From here to here is 60 meters. Then you locate your Y there. From there, you join these parts. You join here. And then from this point to this other point, you join. From this point, you join to this point. From this point, you join to the origin. From this point, you join to F. From here, you join to E. From here, you join to D. Then you join to the origin. Then after that, you'll find that you have formed several types of figures here. That is, if I call this A, I have called this B, I have called this C, I have called shape D, I have called shape E, shape F, G, and H. So I need to find. Now you draw the accurate figure by measuring, by saying that 1 centimeter represents 40 meters. So therefore you convert all these to centimeters. 120 divided by 40, 80 divided by 40, 60 divided by 40, so that you will be knowing how the measurements that you will be drawing, the measurements you will be drawing for you to locate here, you need to measure like 2 centimeters, 80 divided by 2 centimeters. Then you need to measure here towards this side, 120 divided by 40, that is 3 centimeters. You also need to measure here 2 centimeters, 60 divided by 40, that is 1.5. And then from there you measure like divided by 40, you measure another. So you need to convert all these to centimeters. After converting to centimeters, then you draw the actual one. You draw the actual figure there. Then from there, you're asked to find the actual area of the farm. The actual area, for you to calculate the area, just use the sketch. Use the sketch because the sketch is in meters. So you start with sketch A. This is figure A. This is a triangle. Triangle is half base times height, which is half times 80 times 120. A half times 80 times 120, 4,800. You do for B, this is a trapezium. A half of A plus B times the height. A half of 120 plus 100 times 60. Then this one also is a trapezium. Our height becomes from here to here, which is 200. Then our A and B, it is 100 plus 60. 100 plus 60. 100 plus 6 times 200, you get 16,000. You also do part D is also a triangle, half base times height. Triangle which is half base times the height, 60, half times 60 times 60, you also get 1,800. Then you go to part E, it is also a triangle, half times the base, which is 120 times the height, which is also 60 plus 40 is 100. A half times the base times, you get 6,000. Then you also come to part F. F is a trapezium with A and B. Our A is 160 plus 120 times 60 times a half, and this one gives you, it also gives you 8,400 meters square. You also do part this part F, then you do part G. Part G is a rectangle. A rectangle because this is 20 and this is 160. So it is 160 times 20, 160 times 20, 3,200 meters square. And then part H. H is also a triangle. That is half times the base, and the base is 80 plus 60 plus 80. That's 160. plus 8 is 220. Half times 220 times the height, which is 160. Half times 220 times 160, it gives you 17,600 meters square. And then finally, you find the total area. You add all of them. If you add all of them, it gives you 64,400 meters square. So to hectares, we know that 1 meter square equals to 10,000. 1 meter square equals, 1 hectare is equals to 10,000 meters square. So we divide by 10,000 to get 6.44 hectares. So that is the area. That is the area in hectares. Then, from there, if the farm was on sale at 8,000 per hectare, so find out how much. Remember, it's 8,000 times 6 now 0.44, which gives you 515,200 shillings, Kenyan shillings. Then the next question is we factorize the following completely. We have 5a minus 10b plus 5. Factorizing, you look at the common factor here. Common factor here is 5. There is no another that is common. 5 can come here, 5 can come here, 5 can come here. So we shall have 5 into brackets. 5 comes here 8 times, minus 5 comes here 2b, then plus 1. 5 comes here 1. You cross the bracket to score your 1 mark there. This one, you arrange those that are similar. Like here, you arrange them into two parts of 2's. These are 2 and these are 2, but they are not common. So I arrange this because this has n and this has n. So I will have 3n minus mn, then minus 3w plus mw. So I look at these 2 and these 2. I find the common factor here. It is n. So I will have n into n will cancel and remain 3, minus n cancels, remains m. So it is n into 3 minus m, then minus common factor here is w into, remember now w comes, cancels, remains 3. Then because of this negative and there is a bracket, there is a negative here, this negative changes this to negative also, minus w cancels, remains m. So the ones in bracket must be similar. So we shall have n, the outside ones, n minus w brackets, you also pick 1 because under the brackets they are similar. So it is n minus w into 3 minus m. So that is what we were supposed to do. Then the next question is that you simplify the expression by factorization. We have 4xy minus 3x plus 8y squared minus 6y all over 8y minus 6. So you go into 2 parts, these 2 and these 2. So here there is a common factor and here there is a common factor. You realize here the common factor here is x. So we shall have x into x comes here, cancels, remains 4y minus x cancels, remains 3. So x into 4y minus 3 plus a common factor here for these 2 is 2 and y. So it is 2y into y remains 1y. 2 comes to 8 4 times. So it is 2y into 4y minus 2 here is 3y cancels. So 2y into 4y minus 3 all over here common factor is 2. 2 into 4y minus 3. So if it is that way, then that means this is x, the outside ones is x plus 2y, close the brackets, pick the inwards, pick 1, under bracket you pick 1 because they are common. So it is x plus 2y into 4y minus 3, all over 2 into 4y minus 3. We have 4y minus 3, and there is a division, so you cancel this. So we remain with x plus 2y over 2, x plus 2y over 2. This is the answer. Or somebody could have written, if you divide by 2 each part, he could have written I have x plus y. All this, either this or this is correct. The next question is that we write a single in its lowest form. So what you do, you find the LCM. The LCM is 6ab times ab times ab times 6ab. So this comes, it cancels itself, it remains 6ab. 6ab into this one, into the numerator, 6ab into 2a squared plus ab, then minus, this cancels, remains ab, minus ab into 3a squared minus ab. Now we open the brackets, becomes 6a cubed, because 6a cubed b plus 6a squared b squared. 6a squared b squared minus 3a squared 3a cubed b. It becomes 3a cubed b. Because of this negative, it changes this to be positive, plus a squared, now b squared, all over. If you open this bracket here, it shall have, we shall have 6a squared b squared, 6a squared b squared. So we put like terms together. These are common here. There's some common things here. This a and this a cubed, we bring them together. 6a cubed b minus 3a cubed b plus 6a squared b squared plus a squared b squared. So here we have common, and these are common all over that. So the commons here, common factor here, it is 3a cubed, 3a cubed b. So 3a cubed b is common factor. It comes here to 2 because a cubed and b will go, so we remain with 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1 plus, here we have a squared b is common, a squared b squared, it goes here, a squared and b squared will cancel itself, remains with 6, then minus, because there was a minus, there is a plus, not minus, yeah, it was plus, now it's supposed to be plus here, so plus 1, because it's plus 1 not minus 1, here it's supposed to be plus 1, so that out of 6a squared b squared, so we shall have 2 minus 1, it is 1, so it remains 3a squared a cubed b, 3a cubed b, plus this becomes 7 not 5 but 7a squared b squared all over 6a squared b squared. So that is what you were supposed to do in that question. Question number 22 is that Benta and Ouma bought same type of pens and the textbooks from the same shop. Benta bought 2 pens and 2 books for 570 shillings, while Ouma bought 3 pens and 1 book for 355 shillings. Can get the total cost of 5 pens and 10 textbooks. So we need the cost of a pen to be X and that of a book to be Y. So if Penta bought 2 pens, so the cost of pens were 2 times X, which is 2X, and the cost of book is 2Y, and the total is 570. Therefore, 2X plus 2Y equals to 570. And also for Ouma, 3 pens, so it is 3X and 1 book, which is Y. So 3X plus Y, it should give you 355 shillings. So these are 2 simultaneous equations. We need to do by either elimination or substitution. If I want to eliminate X, I can multiply the value of the lower equation, the value of X on the upper, that is 3, and 2 on the lower. So you multiply everything with 2 and everything with 3. You get 6X plus 6Y equals to 17, 10, and 6X plus 2Y equals to 7, 10. If you subtract the 2, this will become 0, and this becomes 4y equals to 1000. So we divide by 4, you get y is 250. You bring 250, you substitute in end of the equation. If I use this second one, 3x plus now 250 equals to 355. So 3x is equals to 355 minus 250. Minus 250. Yes, if you minus 250, you get 105. So 3x equals to 105. You divide by 3, you divide by 3 on sides, therefore x is 105 divided by 3, which is 35 shillings. And therefore, how much did it cost 5 pens and 10 textbooks? It is 5x plus 10y, 5x plus 10y, which is 5 times 35 plus 10 times 250, which is 175 plus 2,500, which is Kenyan shillings 2,675. That is the cost of 5 pens and 10 textbooks. The next question is that we solve the following simultaneous equations graphically. So we need to make a table for 2x plus 2y equals to 10 and 3x plus 5y equals to 21. I've used the x and the y intercept. That is when x is 0, we substitute here. If x is 0, then that means 2y equals to 10. and therefore y equals to 10 divided by 2, which is 5. And if y is 0,